Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in or catching a replay, whichever crowd you belong to. But thank you nonetheless. This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And that's what you're going to get tonight, some brutal honesty as I deliver to you every time I upload content to this channel. So if it's this your first time here, please hit the subscribe button. And if it isn't your first time here, tell a friend. Yeah. The Tell them the great experiences you've been getting from tuning into this place. So, um, yeah, just want to explain a couple things before I get started on this sensitive subject matter. Um, I am not the Black Man Apologist channel, which means that unlike other groups of people, I am not going to make a bunch of excuses for horrible black men who do horrible things. I have that kind of fairness when it comes to narratives and discussion. Yes, things should be fair. Let's be fair about this. But at the same time, I'm going to talk about another sense of fairness in this broadcast. So, also, let me start off by saying rest in peace to the son of Ricky Smiley, who passed away, I believe, earlier today. Comedian Ricky Smiley's firstborn son, Brandon, is no longer with us. So, um, send your thoughts and prayers and, just to the Smiley family. Definitely my condolences. But my condolences lie somewhere else too. This is, like I said, this is sensitive subject matter, and I'm sure most of the people who will tune into this broadcast will have already heard about this many, many times from other sources, including other content creators. But my take is unique, and of course, some people do like hearing, and I like to share my thoughts on what's going on with our community. So just a special shout out to everyone who has given this some uh, the attention that it needs. Uh, Actually, because this is definitely a despicable act. This young man, of course, does not have to be dead. He could be at home with his mother or his stepmother or working at his job, working toward completing another shift and earning some money. Unfortunately, unlike us who are still alive, he's not here to do that anymore because um, we have some people that let some power go to their head, and you got people that saying all kinds of things about what could have happened, but there's a couple of plausible theories out there. Um, And I'm not one of those guys that believe everything that I hear on the internet. But I'm definitely bringing it up here. And, whether we want to believe it's true or not is very plausible because this was a very irrational act. It really was. Out from the Norm 18, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, yeah, January 7th, Tyre Nichols was pulled over by police who would subsequently claim that Nichols was driving recklessly, which the police chief would later debunk that all of the evidence presented was not the case at all. So basically, if one were to assume, based on the results, that they are just pulling this guy over to fuck with him. Yeah. So the body cam footage was released on Friday. And yes, I must say it's enraging and extremely hard to watch because you get to watch everything as it unfolded. And believe me, if any, just because of this case and who's involved, if any body cam footage was going to get out, it was going to be this. It was hard for me to watch Laquan McDonald. Let me remind you of certain things. Dane one, what's going on? Saying that ass whooping looked really personal to me. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what many say. Many say that it is personal. We're going to discuss the internet rumor, and I want to say it's a rumor because it has yet to be confirmed, but it spread so fast there might actually be some validity to it. Either that or people just gossip too much. But we'll get to that. Yeah. Let me tell you something about my political views or my past political views. I was a real Bernie Sanders guy. Seriously, I would defend this guy on the internet, on Facebook posts and whatnot. And one thing that he hung his his campaign on, was community policing. I figured, hey, this might be a good idea since they're playing up everything in the media like cops are just often black folks. And I mean, although percent, if you really took a deep look at the statistics, um, it's really like I wouldn't say it makes it seem like it's not that bad, and we all know that there's way more shit going on out there. But as I always recommended to brothers, just kind of uh, move about real carefully because this is how this culture views you as very, very expendable. And unfortunately for Tyre Nichols, he fell into that. And this wasn't a pookie. This wasn't a thug. This wasn't a criminal in the midst of a criminal act. Although he did break out and run from the cops at one point, but they were being really brutal and very extreme with him. If you watch the same video footage that I watched, yeah, yeah, it is fucked up. So, it, so I mean, it is different people have different viewpoints. I'm sharing my viewpoint about this. Yes, it was very messed up. It was they treated that man like he was less than human. Treated that man like he was he was not even human. As a matter of fact, some animals get treated better than that. So let's chronicle this a little bit. Let's go through this, see what's going on here. All right, and yeah, which I'll be giving out these five pieces of shit names momentarily. Um, yeah, is I understand and that this has been with me for a long time that and this is something that we have to get through our heads is although there are good cops, good black cops that wanted to be cops, that wanted to actually protect people and want to make a decent living so they can take care of their families. Uh, is whack jobs like this that ruins it for them. I've known some cool guys. A couple white and a few of them black that were cops. But one thing that I wonder about all of them is, yeah, there needs to be some level of I don't know, maybe conditioning you guys not to just do the most extreme thing first. Shit. So anyway, look at these jackasses. Remember faces like that. That's the face of pure fucking evil. Is and believe me, they are no better than your average street gang member that believes in robbing and killing. All that, all those stereotypes, except for it actually happens within that person. They're no better than those guys. Thugs in uniform. Yeah, and don't think I'm just isolating it down to race because I mean shit, the white ones are thugs too. We have no problem calling them thugs. You have to reiterate things with us sometimes, just I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these guys. Pretty much evidence of a clear problem that we have in this community. So yeah. So yeah, let's start chronicling. This. This is from the shocking footage. So I'm not gonna show it because YouTube been handing out notices left and right to some of y'all, but I'll do the best I can. I mean, it's really, I don't know. Watching that footage for me is like watching the movie 12 Years a Slave. You're probably only going to get one good time out of me. Plus, go to Rogish's channel, Rogish the Buildmonger. Shout out to him. I went over there for a little while and we discussed it. So I've seen the video. I've watched it really more times than I want to. So, so it says in the caption, which I screenshot a lot of this from Google. I mean, it's not really that hard to put a slideshow together. So, I mean, so I admit this is not me just putting fingers to a keyboard. But let me read this. It says on January 7th, 2023, 5 black. Yeah, they wanted to make sure that you knew they were black police officers. And when they do reports like this, why don't they start breaking down all the racial ethnicities of the cops that are present? Since they want to do it like this, like okay, there's 3 white cops, a Hispanic, and an Asian. Let's do that for all of them. But I'm not making excuses for these piece of shit motherfuckers. Anyway, it says 5 black police officers from the Memphis Police Department severely beat 29-year-old Tyre Nichols, a black man, during a traffic stop, resulting in his death 3 days later in the hospital. So he was beaten on January 7th and he died on January 10th. Yeah. Okay. Said this is a screenshot of the scene. They were really just pounding on him. Wasn't even a, yeah. And there were 2 more officers present. One was identified as a Caucasian male. The other one, is name and ethnicity is still yet to be released. Should all of the officers involved be held accountable? Yeah. If my Quite frankly, if you are a police officer and you disagree with what's going on and there are body cams present, you have the right to speak up and say something. But we all know that police culture, that there's a police culture they want you to see, and then there's another one that you don't see. And the one that you don't see is the one that's fucking everything up. Yep, Dane one. Yep, power trip. Exactly. His back was against a police car. Okay, let me start this over. I'm sorry. Tyre Nichols writhed in pain on the pavement after being beaten by Memphis police officers. His back was against a police car. His hands were cuffed and his face was bloody. He was groaning and he kept falling over. Yeah, he probably kept falling over because he was injured. The human body can only take so much punishment. This is quite frankly 5 guys that appeared to be much bigger than him. So I can't imagine what that kind of torture feels like. Just want to emphasize on the lack of humanity on display here. Okay, this picture is very graphic. So if you don't like violent images, you might want to turn away and just open your ears. But you guys are grown ups. So says Nichols suffered extensive bleeding caused by a severe beating, according to the preliminary results of an autopsy commissioned by uh, attorneys for his family. When I say attorneys, Benjamin Crump. Benjamin Crump. Benjamin Crump is not a very popular guy. Many would call him a grifter. He's right there taking on the more famous, more publicized cases. But if any degree of that is true, due to the times that I'm living in and being a part of, as far as the internet and where many of us get to share our thoughts, I have to take a look. I have to take a step back, and I have to examine the man for myself because it's like you're likely to say anything about any black man at this point. But I will say this: anybody taking advantage of this man's family is wrong in their time of mourning and shock. Shocking to lose a loved one just like that, especially especially with from people who are supposed to be protecting you. Like, what the fuck were these guys thinking? But like I said, there's a really big rumor out there. So day one. Yeah. So all right. So the five officers, not in this order. Um um to Darius Bean. It might be in this order. To Darius Bean. See, there's a guy with a us name, so I mean he made it to the police department, but with a name like Darius, the mentality of the person or people who raised him. Demetrius Haley. I believe Demetrius Haley is the guy in the middle. Very significant to this from what's being said. Desmond Mills Jr., uh, Emmett Martin III, and Justin Smith. Uh, Thinking that from what I saw off one of the reports, three of these guys belong to the fraternity Omega Psi Phi. Um, I will say this, although it's not a smart practice to blanket an entire fraternity, which they're already trying to throw some salt on them because one report I was reading was saying that they have a very violent culture of hazing incoming members, with beatings. But I mean, uh, maybe these three guys who are now police officers took it too far when it came to those kind of things. But shoot, they killed a guy with this one. So they say they face up to 60 years if convicted of second degree murder. Now, let me just note that these guys all have been fired and they've all been charged. It wasn't like when they was dragging their feet on Amber Geiger. Said Crump. Yeah, that's what they call him, dang one. Said Benjamin Crump seems like an ambulance chaser. Yeah, the second something happens, he's right there screaming injustice and collecting the paycheck at the end. I mean, shit, him and BLM, I'll say that much. So these five pieces of shit, these five people that we trust with our lives, and yeah, the ones that are other races too. There's one fundamental issue that they are pushing in the media, but I mean, maybe the media is right this time. The media, like, the mainstream media especially, and a lot many facets of the internet, because a lot of mainstream media sources are on the internet. They don't have the best interests of black people in mind. Yeah, this is being BBH news without the WS. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the super chat, Rogish the build manga. Yeah, I was saying earlier that me and you were on your channel last night discussing this, where we were watching the actual footage, which was extremely hard to watch and enraging, and you had some anger that you expressed, and I was angry too. So yeah, it's very tough. But it but one thing that I would say that and Rogers was right about many things that he said last night, but the one thing that stuck out was that you have to put this one on the value of being black. Yeah, I mean, and we don't value this. We don't value each other. When I say we, is as a people, as a collective. I mean, I can step to the back and say, "Hey, I don't do stupid shit like this," and then that's true. I don't do stupid shit like beat somebody head in, supposedly over a woman. Now, this hasn't been confirmed. I'll put the disclaimer up there. This has not been confirmed. So why am I mentioning it? Because it's spreading like wildfire. And it's very plausible. Don't forget the sixth cop they just mentioned. Okay, hey Wolf Daddy, I'm gonna do this one for you right now. I was getting to that slide, but let's go ahead and discuss it since you're here. I mean, I'm doing it because I appreciate you being here, and I love straightforwardness. But yes, that cop right there, Preston Hempfield, he was on the scene. He's suspended as of today, I believe. He's been relieved of his duties. Um, many like I said, outlets, social media websites are calling for accountability for him and why didn't it initially happen in the first place. Um, and you can say he's the right complexion for the protection, and he should. Then saying that he should be arrested as well. I mean, if someone goes and if you drive two friends to somebody's house and they kill somebody and you drive away with them in your car, then you are an accessory. So many say he should be held accountable and charged as at least being an accessory. I mean, and I understand what a lot of us want. We want this guy's head for real, racial tension or not, and he is heard saying on you hear the audio and the footage. I hope they stomp his ass. Man, look, this ain't an odd occurrence with these, like a lot of these police officers. I was just watching another video today that was kneeing a guy and punching him in the face, trying to hold him on the ground. I mean, not really trying. He was already on the ground. He wasn't trying to do shit. So excuse me for that. So I used to hear stories from my wayward friends that I grew up with back in those days about how cops used to take them to places and needed to beat their asses. They used to use this little trick with the phone book, where they put a phone book over your chest and just pound on it with the nightstick so it won't be any bruising. Like, so any of these apologists around here trying to be like Yippee Skippy for the cops. Yeah, I'm gonna mention Jason Whitlock in a little bit and what he said. Oh, he triggered a lot of folks with what he said. And I just watched this like 30 minutes ago. I was like, why is everybody so mad at Jason Whitlock? The fuck? And then I heard about what he said and, Sierra being all mad about it, but I didn't actually hear it until like 30 minutes ago. And a lot of people are mad at Jason Whitlock because he said it in front of Tucker Carlson. I don't give a fuck about Tucker Carlson. you know, but look what these guys did. This dude, Preston Hempfield, looked like he should be playing World of Warcraft in his mom's basement. He probably does play World of Warcraft in his mom's basement when he's off duty. Look at this guy. Look, a real ladies' man. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. I hope he's on the audio saying, I hope they stomp his ass. And then these five black guys, and by the way, they're young guys, all of them under the age of 32, I believe, proceeds to beat this man to death. And it took him 3 days to pass. Like I was telling Rogish last night, that NWA shit ring true. Y'all think NWA was just gangster rap, and that's based on social programming and willful ignorance. But I mean, shit, listen to the goddamn lyrics. Black police showing out for the white cops. Don't let it be a black and a white one. It was 5 black ones and 1 white one. I don't know, maybe the unidentified one is also white. And believe me, I never like niggas like that. Want to act all super intense because their white colleagues are present. He allegedly tasered Tyre Nichols. So I believe he was the one that deployed the taser. And okay, excuse me for that. I mean, he wasn't stomping and kicking. So if anybody, they was like, oh, there was a failure to mention that. It's on the fucking screen. So yeah, so he tasered him, and I believe in the footage, and Tyre Nichols got up and ran. Cops have this thing; they don't like for you to make them chase. They don't like that at all. Um, I don't quite remember the case, but I remember the officer's name was Michael Brelo. He was made to chase with his cop brothers, his fellow blue lives. And because believe me, if you're black, if you're a black guy and you're in law enforcement and like you're a cop, and I mean like like I said, there are some exceptions to this. Put yourself where you want to be, but likely from what we see and from what I've seen growing up, a lot of black people, black men and black women included, choose blue over black, and it's so blatantly obvious that they do, and that's a problem with us. And I know I mentioned that sense of fairness earlier, and this might contradict that, but see, here's the thing. Like other groups of people, people from other groups, like okay, let's just say two Mexicans. Two Mexicans could hate each other. They're not gonna let a black man come in and side let that black man side with either one of them. They'll turn and stab that nigga in the chest. I'll tell you that right now. That's what's gonna happen. What we'll do is we'll join up with a person of another race to take another one of us down. And many of us in our lives have seen that too many fucking times. If you haven't seen it in your life, you live in a perfect situation or you're dropping acid. There's a really stiff reality that most of us aren't willing to discuss that got y'all mad with these black man spaces. That's why you got these little old sack chasing creatures that we call females doing divestment podcasts, celebrating the deaths of black men such as, hey, I've seen a couple of them on Tyre Nichols already. You know, Kevin Samuels, yeah, that was a real big one. Man, look, we have got to start talking about this kind of thing. It's like what leads to this kind of shit. They was mad at Cosby for wanting to have the conversation. The video is on Reddit. Police brutality. Hey, you type it. You type Tyre Nichols' name in Google, and they have like several websites with the video on it. That's how I found it. I mean, I had to see it for myself, and then I watched it again with Rogish, and it was just like it was just as disgusting as before, and it just gets worse and worse. Let's talk about the rumor. Yep, tap dance for the white man. Let's talk about the rumor. Rest in peace to this young man. Yeah. I got this image up here. Okay, before we talk about the rumor, because do I have the right slideshow? Fuck, I don't. All right. Hold on one sec. Oh, there it is. There it is. I do have the right slideshow. I was gonna make a point about Freddie Gray because and Judge Tammy Kemp, but yeah, this is going around on many websites. This hasn't been confirmed, but was confirmed itself for a reputable white news source, saying that this is true. So turns out Tyre Nichols works at FedEx, and which has been confirmed. He works at FedEx, but anyone can put a elaborate story together. But this is the story that's going around on the internet as we speak. And they're gonna have those people that say, "Oh, don't believe everything you hear on the internet." Turns out Tyre Nichols works at FedEx, and Demetrius Haley's ex and mother of his child worked at FedEx too. Oh, baby mama drama. Demetrius took a picture of Tyre Nichols on the ground and sent it to his ex. All the officers involved went out bad over this man's personal issue. Tyre Nichols and his ex had a relationship. So now we got some symmetry going on. Stuck in minion position. That pussy gonna be mine forever. See, granted, okay, we're gonna speak like granted this is true. It's very plausible because it's a totally irrational fucking act. This is the one thing that at the end of the day that you have to understand is completely irrational. So you look at the irrational possibilities and the fact that there are plenty of motherfuckers that are already reporting on this rumor, so to speak. One thing my dad told me growing up is like, and this, like I said, this is why he was like, don't get involved with a single mother because that nigga's always gonna be trying to hang around. He's always gonna be trying to slip back in because he got a baby. And how I know this is, I have friends who have baby mamas that can still fuck their baby mamas because they go see their kids. These women are hoes. Mm. Say it is true. How did they pick that? If it is true, they must have been stalking him. That's that nigga car right there, or something like that. But I mean, shit. Young men. These are young men. They're not in my age bracket. I know how y'all love to be smug about age. Look at that again. What made them believe that it was a good idea to beat the crap out of another young man and take this man's life? Like everything was just gonna be okay at the end of it. You are not your white peers. They can corrupt their way out of it. And it's no matter how much brown nosing that you do, you will get thrown away at the end of all of it. If they're put in a situation, and that's that police department too. If they're put in a situation where it's either you or them, it's gonna be you, especially if you're a black man. And this is one thing that these fuckers did not keep in mind. They thought that they were just all willy and nilly, like they're white and they're Hispanic and they're Asian comrades. What about that cop that shot that white woman? I forgot her name. Somebody watching may know who she is. Yeah, they fired his ass and convicted him too. You cannot get away with what your white colleagues get away with. Your job, they're gonna let you know whoever you are. If you want to really bring race into this, because black men, as far as protection goes in the system in the United States, we're the lowest on the totem pole. Period. We're the lowest on the totem pole. And I'm not saying that to say, oh, we should get some protection too when we do fucked up shit. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is motherfuckers need to be punished for doing bad shit no matter who they are. You shouldn't be trying to protect the motherfucker that is hell bent on destruction. Mr. Gray Fox, capital punishment for all six. No, there are seven. There are these there are these five guys that, quite frankly, if they had ran into that old freaky ass officer in, I think, Nashville, that was Megan Hall was from. You know, the one that went viral for having five guys run a train on her. If it were these five guys, Tyre Nichols would probably be alive. I shouldn't be joking about this. That's tone deaf. But shit, fuck these motherfuckers. So yeah, there are there are seven officers involved. Six of them have been identified, including the five black ones that 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 beat this man, quite frankly, like an animal. And this guy right here that said, "I hope they stump his ass." And then them five bastards probably look back at him and saluted like, "Yes, sir, we'll beat that nigger for you." Anything is possible with these motherfuckers. So let's just say that, I foolishly believed this story right here without it being confirmed. And later on, it's like, okay, well, they debunked it. That's not what happened. And then, I might still be like, fuck it, fuck these guys. I'm not sorry I said that. But if it's true, oh boy. If it's true, whoo, I'm going in on simps. This was some simp shit. You can't have her, guy. You can't have her. She works at FedEx. She's fucking the dude that work at the job. How many times has this happened in life where she's fucking somebody she works with? Hell, I've been in places where people fuck people who they work with all the time. But it was his baby mama. Maybe that's what Jason Whitlock meant. Yeah, I'm finna open up the it for I might go ahead and drop that link. But uh yeah, let me just let y'all listen to this real quick. Cause they are so mad with Jason Whitlock. But when you think in terms of, Bernie Sanders and that point I was saying about community policing and how he hung a lot of his campaign on that back in 2016 and when he was running against Biden, which he gave up that campaign. I actually was kind of optimistic. Yeah, we had more black police officers. Then I remembered how I grew up. And then I look at stuff like this, and then I have to remember of some of the other fucked up examples. Yeah, look at this. That's Freddie Gray right there. Let me tell you something. These six officers who had Freddie Gray in the back of their van and his back was mysteriously broken, the case was dismissed. And guess who did it? A black judge. When people hear me say this shit, I mean, you can go ahead and Google and confirm it. Like shit, it wasn't Judge Lance Ito, but it's like I'm not saying this because I hate my people. I'm saying this because I get pissed off with my people. Give a fuck about these people that believe in this horrid amount of treachery. Oh, remember this one right here? Oh my God. Judge Tammy Kemp hugging the murderer of Botham Shem John. Now, the Botham John case, I caught it at the very beginning, and it really is what put my channel in the algorithm. Like I used to be real heavy with the kind of the news stuff, before I started doing like think pieces and opinion pieces, which really that's all they are. And major events in social media, which, all of that stuff helps build this channel. I followed Botham John very closely, and for me is I know what my place feels like. If I walk into a strange place, the feeling instantly hits me. You know, for Amber Geiger, for the things that she posted on her social media, because I made several videos on this. She just fell into that, officer that killed a black man. She talking about she didn't know it wasn't her apartment. The door was cracked. The fuck out of here. She was tired. What did black people do? Did we get on code with that? Did we say fuck this white bitch? Did I mean many of us did. I know I did several times. But what happens during the fucking trial? The stupid ass brother. Can I have a hug? The daddy. Oh, I would like to be your friend. The bailiff, who's putting her fingers through Amber's hair, talking about I'm looking for weapons. I was like, okay. And you had this. You had you had Judge Tammy Kemp giving her a hug like Jesus is gonna look at that on Judgment Day and look at his daddy and be like, we need to let this one in. She hugged that white woman. She forgave her. Stick your forgiveness. Yeah. So I mean, if you really think that these law enforcement people have your back, if if you really think that if you really think that Ketanji Brown Jackson is gonna get on the Supreme Court and make a difference for black people everywhere, look at these examples right here, especially the Botham John case, which was fucked up all the way around. You should not expect anybody, anything from anyone in those positions. The only thing you could expect them to do is what you do on a daily basis. Do your job if you have one. All that blackness, all that, and I mean, like, I'm not saying don't be proud of who you are because I'm proud of who I am. I'm a black man that doesn't do stupid shit. I make mistakes, but I don't do stupid shit like become an irrational human being and beat someone to death. I mean, not because of no hoe. I hate bullies. I hate bullies, and these are exactly what these piece of shit people are. Bullies. Let me drop that link before it gets too late. Yeah, we have a very messed up culture. I mean, I would love to have the little perfect dream that everybody black loved each other and don't wouldn't do disgusting shady shit. But I mean, shit. Just let's speak to the family of Tyre Nichols about that. Well, I want y'all to hear. Let me play this audio. I'm not gonna show the video itself, but definitely fair use. Want y'all to hear this audio of Jason Whitlock on what he had to say, and I'm not gonna play all of it, but I'm gonna play a decent portion. Mr. Grateful, everything about black culture needs to be re-examined. So when we talk about black culture, we are talking about black American culture because that's where all the confusion is coming in. All right. And no, you're not a COON or a sellout for wanting to have that examination, but many of us would call you that. Not me personally, but many of the less enlightened ones. All right, so let me share this screen real quick. Let me put this graphic up. Like I said, I'm gonna let y'all hear the audio. I'm not gonna show you the footage because they show the footage. This is Jason Whitlock talking to Tucker Carlson. I don't too particularly care for Tucker Carlson. I don't. I mean, Jason Whitlock. I've said some things about him on a video I did like 2 or 3 years ago, but people can change. I mean, I didn't quite understand him. I mean, sometimes it seems like that he's on that funny train, but at the same time, I mean, once I heard him speak a couple times, I mean, he tells a lot of truths. Tells a lot of truths. But remember when I said this in the broadcast, the disrespect of black men as a collective should not be tolerated, but it is. And this is the Tyre Nichols um incident, the tragic incident where he was pulled over and beaten to death by 5 black police officers. Supposedly our people. This might not be the best time. But what up, Rogish?
Peace to you, brother.
Yeah, yeah. You said something down there very interesting. Let me see if I can put it on the um screen. Blu-ray says Big Keg. No, that's Kev. Big Kev, you've been gone. Misses the live shows. Yeah, I've been kind of busy, but things are gonna get better because I mean, when you're off the air for a while, it kind of screws your algorithm a little bit.
Mm.
But hey, the people that are here right now, I am eternally grateful for you guys tuning in. Thank you because you're helping me get that algorithm back, especially people like Mr. Gray Fox down there. So,
Respect.
um, yeah. So what it do, man?
Mm.
You want to recap some of the sentiments that you were expressing on your show last night?
Bruh, I don't know nothing no more. All right. I don't know. I thought there was an assumed blackness and not an assumed brotherhood of blackness, but just the whole element of, black meaning systemically what we know it means systemically or whatever, at least in the hint in the back of everybody's mind. And it's like that's not the case to the degree of which I thought it was something that we all like one of those cultural norms that we knew, but no, it was an assumption. I thought now it shows to have been like maybe a personal assumption or whatever. And it's like, y'all, um, I don't know, bro. Whatever black is, it needs to be something definitive put to it as far as it goes for culture. And if we're going to if because the thing is, all these other black people can participate in that flat blackness like that. Why is it that we can't participate in the flat blackness like that? Why is it that we have to be more striated within our blackness than the non-black motherfuckers who come over here to participate within it? That shit's
Mhm.
crazy, cuz this shit is it's nuts, bro. It's I don't know, dog. I don't know. It's we say slave all you want or whatever, but I think this is past fucking slave. I don't know though.
Yeah, but they'll call it a mental slavery, but I mean, I call it fucked up for our
Right.
people. Like it's for a blackness that we have established throughout all these years as being some great thing, and then something like this happens, and it reminds you of how fucked up things are, amongst many other things, which is the saddest part.
I
But
mean, I think this retouches the house nigga feel nigga conversation. Unfortunately,
mhm.
you're supposed to be all niggas, right? But nah, house nigga feel nigga.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Art New Styles down there. What's going on?
Bam.
Hurry up and buy. But let me yeah. Yeah, you said this facts. Single mothers are time bombs in the baggage department. They may be a cool chick, but the father usually won't rock with the situation.
Every
Yeah,
time.
you yeah, yeah. One of the I would say top 5 lessons my father taught me growing up. Stay away from women with kids. It's very, it's a complicated situation.
Yeah.
Baby daddy will always want to get back in.
And they
You know,
never respect the game. Cause the thing is,
uh,
motherfuckers who fuck with chicks with children, you go into the situation respecting the game, and those cats won't respect the game. It's like, nigga, I know I ain't no daddy over you, cuz, but I like
yeah,
this woman, homie, and you ain't with her, and ain't nobody else
yeah,
with her, and she's with these children. So it's like, all right, if I feel that I could take that on, what the fuck are you hating for? Ain't nobody trying to replace you. You ain't in the picture in the house, motherfucker. You don't approach it like that. You approach it in the aspect of brotherhood, right? Them niggas don't be thinking pussy ultimately.
yeah. Well, yeah, it is pussy. They want to be able to fuck her whenever they want to fuck her,
Yeah. And
and,
it's like,
and
all right, when she bring you in her life, she upgrades. She raises
yeah,
herself up. She gets a little bit more of her value. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
this motherfucker wanna, you know what I'm saying, wanna keep her
And I'm not saying
on a
that
leash.
every single mother is bad. Like many of them are, and the culture that has been established through the majority of them is what really became a crutch in this community to the point where people don't even believe that there's a community anymore. We had to, and due
Is
to,
there? Is there? What the fuck are we calling a community, bro?
I mean, shit. I mean, I've just said how fucked up it is now to the point where people want to leave, and you can't even really call it a community anymore.
I don't know,
It-
dog.
It's like we may have some neighborhoods, we may have some enclaves, but generally speaking,
you,
I
you
don't
know
believe.
what? It was something that we desired the entire time. I
Yeah,
think that's
and
what it is. If you know what it would have established us as being solidified as definitely been able to be a community
uh,
if we would have rejected segregation.
rejected. You mean integration?
Oh yeah, integration. That's what it is. Yeah, if we would have
Yeah,
rejected thank you. Yeah, hell
yeah,
yeah, you
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean.
Because my dad, he said something I believe that he ultimately, felt like he wasn't supposed to say. But he said that you niggas didn't get fucked up till they integrated y'all asses with the white folks. And like he said it out of
Yep,
pure emotion,
yep,
but
real
like,
shit.
but it's like the more and more I think about it,
Yeah,
it's like we knew who our opposition was when we were all together, when we were all forced to be together.
right,
Then we had that sense of community.
right.
When we integrated, we all
But
this
hold
white
up, hold
man
up, hold
cold.
up. As far as I'm concerned, fuck the sense of community. We had the sense of being constructional,
Yeah,
constructive. I don't give a fuck if we rock with each other or not. We don't know that. We
we were
assuming
build
that.
mongers.
We assume that shit, cuz.
We were
Let-
all build mongers back in the day, up
Nigga,
until about
everybody.
1965.
We were hyper constructive. That's where we
Yeah.
need to be. That's the social state that we need to be in. I don't give a fuck if we like it or not. What
Mm.
makes us hyper constructive for self benefit? And then we can start to, what I'm saying, farm value from that, and then establish a culture of prestige, class, honor, nobility. You know what I mean? But I don't know, cuz. Yeah, man. Oh, see, I didn't
Look at
see
this
this
picture.
one. I didn't see that picture,
You
cuz.
didn't see this picture right here?
Nah.
Yeah,
Let me
this
see
is
that.
this is this is a viral pic. This is a viral pic right here. Yeah, this is how this guy was for 3 days before he passed.
Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, he died from extensive bleeding caused by a severe beating. This
Right.
is the preliminary.
But see, that's
Now,
the thing. Extensive bleeding. Notice they didn't say internal.
mm,
Now, whoever put this out here or whatever, they didn't say internal bleeding.
man, it's probably a laundry list of shit they got right now. I guess that's
Well, you have five motherfuckers beating on you and shit. It really only takes two motherfuckers. One person can beat you to death, but usually a person will tire themselves out to do it. So 2 people can beat a person to death. If you have 5 motherfuckers who are participating with, let's say,
All appeared to be bigger than
60%,
this guy.
yeah, exactly, and 60% of the effort that it would take 2 motherfuckers to beat a motherfucker to death, they'll beat a motherfucker to death. So the thing is, the fact that, the issue is that, all right, let's say it was on the send off. It felt like some send off shit last night when we was looking at that shit, cuz it felt like some send off shit. The energy of the motherfuckers out there. And it's like, all right, man.
Yeah,
It's so,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Which, like I said, the baby mama story is plausible as fuck.
yeah, yeah. And if that's the case, then that means that, saying blue pillism then went toxic, and even if it's not one diagnosed as such, it needs to be projected upon. And I don't know, cuz it's I don't know. Let's just say everything is feeling a whole lot
All
more
right, all
silky.
right. Hold up, Rogish. I'm gonna let this guy up here.
All right.
I hope you got something constructive to
Hold
say.
up,
'Cause
hold up, hold up.
I'm
Put your front up, because the motherfuckers might be coming up here trying to bomb your shit,
no, no,
cuz.
no, 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 no. He's a content creator. He
Oh,
got his
okay.
face up. What up,
Hey,
Leonard?
what's going on? You
Yeah.
know, one thing
Oh shit.
that I haven't seen people talking about, it's the first thing that's came to my mind, right? Now, dude was 6'3", but he only weighed 145.
Mm.
Do you know at that height and weight,
Bone.
you can't join the military because you too light? You too lightweight to join the military at Tyree's height and weight.
Mm.
See,
I guess that's why he took a FedEx job.
it didn't take no 230, 240 big burleys. You know, it's like y'all you couldn't get one person to subdue and hold somebody at 145 pounds.
Yeah, facts.
Who? I mean, come on, like maybe you need to go get a prescription, not prescription, a subscription to Planet Fitness and work out.
Did you see how out of breath the motherfuckers was? You see how
They
out
were
of breath?
done.
They pouring water on each other.
I'm like, you big boola boolas.
Yeah, man.
Y'all some big old booger bears. Man, I'm telling you, dog. Yeah.
Man,
Oh,
he was on
hold
something.
on.
He
You
was
got a
on
Newport?
something.
You got a Newport? I'm like, dude, you need new lungs.
These don't look like small guys either.
They
Nope.
not. The lightest weight one was about 220, and the dude was about like 5'11". They wasn't even tall cats either, so you know they was stocky.
That's messed up, man. So
They
now,
couldn't run. You ain't finna catch no lanky cat like that. Not he scared and running. It's you got about a better chance catching a crackhead on a run. You can't. That don't even make no sense. But the
and
thing I was looking at is like, okay, they says a traffic stop, this and that. They don't have no video footage because you're supposed to whenever you doing a pullover, whatever. Now ain't this what is said? If you gonna pull over somebody or whatever you gonna do, the minute you get out your car, that camera's on and rolling. Ain't that the rule?
yeah, it's supposed to be, but I mean, sometimes they
Okay,
have
so
malfunctions.
all 5 cameras. Now come on, everybody know me. They know it took me 6 years plus summer school to get a high school diploma, public school educated.
Okay.
But I can pass the common sense test now. I mean, what? It's just everybody camera broke. Uh, uh, who got the Wi-Fi? The key for the Wi. It ain't no Wi-Fi.
But yo, before you get into the whole beat down, the fact that shit was possibly a send off, if that was a send off, and these conservative ass motherfuckers did what they did, then that means that perhaps there's been the evolution in the motherfucking coon, unfortunately. And not just so.
These are young guys. You got to understand, as they're getting younger, they're departing more from this black concept. You know, the
I,
thing that we romanticize.
yo,
Yeah,
I ain't
they're
got no
departing
problem
from
with
this
that.
shit.
I ain't got no problem with that. But the fact that
Mm.
put up the picture of the Peckerwood again, cuz.
Oh yeah.
All right, now look, let the new Jack Reacher be the motherfucker who's sending these niggas off. Look at this Peckerwood.
Told you, man. World of Warcraft. Yeah.
Holy
This
fucking
motherfucker
shit.
to put on his badge and leave his
Mm.
mom's basement to go terrorize motherfuckers. That's. But let me respond to this. Hurry up and by saying, "Yo, Kev, why did the black police chief protect the white boy who tasered him? Why she not releasing his info?" Well, this is the guy right here. There is one more that is still unidentified.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, they did take them a while. They hurried up and fired the other guys and went ahead and
Right.
just arrested them. And man, I believe that was for show anyway. Uh,
Be punitive to the nigga element in this situation.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Cause see that dude, he's the one that they got caught on camera talking about Mike talking about he hoped they stomp him out.
yeah.
Oh, this cornball motherfucker. Oh, so he was the one pouring water on the motherfucker's head. This is that motherfucker.
Yeah.
They didn't want to. I hope they stomp his ass out or whatever he said along those lines.
What it
And
do,
then,
Rob? Bro, bro.
and then some of us black guys, we get around them and we get super juiced up. All right, buddy.
Yo, what's the power? What is the power of possibly tapping into the power dynamic that is whiteness or white supremacy or white power, whatever those who operate at the
They
same
say
levels
that
within
shit
believe that
because
they tap
they've been
into.
able to navigate politically into a position that gives them favor.
That's
And
what it
really,
is.
it really is not just all white folks because you got them trailer park motherfuckers. You talking about these elites and the people who help
Yeah.
keep the elites in place, like a lot of these black motherfuckers that are in these like boule type situations.
Right.
So you got, like, and I tell these
Okay. So you can't.
and I
There is
tell people
gain
all the
within
time.
it.
Go ahead.
There is gain within it, though. There is gain.
I could explain it real simple. Now it may not be the truth, but that's what it looked like to me. All of it is systematic, not systematic racism. I'm staying away from the racism thing. It's systematically set up that way. See what I'm saying? For the longest, it's been systematically. You can be down as long as you're abusing the black or the brown.
All right. What's wrong with that, though?
No. Hold on. Hear me out.
Yeah.
Now, when all this stuff happened over in the Ukraine and Russia overshot the doggone border
Okay.
and something landed on the NATO country, NATO, attack on one is an attack on all. Yeah, we finna go to war. I'm like, them ain't no brown people, are they, over there?
All right then. So
So did you see the United States go to war with join in with the Ukrainians to go over there and push Russia out right quick? The United States military kicked Russia ass by sneezing.
Okay. Right.
I'm sorry about the profanity, but that's just
but tie that into here.
Tied it into here. Okay. I'm tied into law enforcement.
All right.
Okay. It's an unwritten rule in law enforcement. You could do that to somebody black or brown, and nobody's gonna raise an eyebrow.
Okay.
But if you do it to somebody white, then it ain't right.
Okay.
It's systematically that's been the social standard within the doggone occupation.
Yeah, but that social standard sounds very personal. It sounds quite subjective. That systematic social standard, that system thing.
Right.
I think when you say system, you kind of say how a lot of people say it. So they say system as if it operates upon their own autonomy, and then the people within it is, I'm saying, moving about, and we're interacting in some synergetic perspective, as opposed to it being, for lack of a better term, a slave master situation.
Right. Due to the socialization, working within a certain capacity or environment. See, military and law enforcement are pretty closely related. It's more so a lifestyle than an actual occupation because you're surrounded all the time. Like, say somebody works for
Yo, that's
UPS.
fucking facts, cuz that's facts.
See, that's why I'm saying this, because I'm prior military, so I see it from that way. You're socialized in a certain manner. You cut yourself off from the regular society people because now you are living in a society that's within American society. That's a society of your own with certain rules, guidelines, different languages. Well, not languages, different catchphrases. Like, instead of us saying we're gonna go to the gas station and fill up, hey man, I'm gonna go top off the car. All right, top it off mean fill it up. We would use different terms for different things that they don't use in the civilian world. So, but you grow into that environment socially. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tie it all together like that.
Okay, so these polices then grow into their environment then. All
Yeah,
right.
they grew into the socialization of being a police officer,
As
and I
as
will not get
opposed.
held accountable for a
Mm.
damn thing I do.
All right. So is there a weighing of an element of blackness to an element of being, a police? Is there a weighing of that, or do they go in there thinking that they can actually just blend it and it's just, it's what it is?
Yeah, they go in, we get in, we blend in,
How
we
how
in.
do, how do, no, no, how do you blend? No, niggas don't blend in the motherfucking police. Tell niggas that shit. Tell the
Okay, don't
fucking hood
hold,
Yeah,
that,
hold,
you
hold,
nigga.
really
hold, hold,
tried and
hold,
failed with
hold,
this
now
situation.
hold on, bruh. What's that term? We all blue?
We who?
Police officers?
That's the
Uh,
mentality. Yeah, but
No,
but
no, that's definitely how I've seen things go. Then it's like,
and
uh,
blue
sh-
means
it,
what? And blue means what?
that's the color that's their color. Blue, like the army color, is green.
Okay, so nigga, that's a gang. I don't give a fuck if you
I
if
know,
you
but
if you
you were
repping a
saying
color,
how
you're
could
a
you
gang.
were asking how could you blend in? You see what I'm saying?
All right,
That's
so
all. Well, we
all right, so
all
you
green.
bang. Oh, okay, so you bang blue. Oh, so they bang the blue. So all that other justice and truth and the oath and all that shit really don't
That
mean
don't
nothing.
mean shit.
All
just
right,
just
then I'm
That's
just
just
what I'm
giving
trying
them
to
the benefit
explain
of the
to you.
doubt, cuz.
just so I can reiterate what I said earlier. What they did was no different than what gang members do.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's all that is that's different words. Phraseology is not a word, of course, but that's the one that came to my mind. All that there is phraseology on top of things. That's all.
Ain't they? Oh, all right, they bang the blue.
And they both go together because see, I had a situation. It could have went real left in Chicago at down there 3 in the morning. Man with a gun phone call.
A
But
nigga
the
with a
first police
motherfucking
officer
gun.
that walked into the gas station where I was at, he had a U.S. Army Ranger tab on his vest. And I said a certain thing to him, and then he was like, "Oh, hey, we got a phone call." See, the whole conversation that we probably would have had changed because due to what I said to him, he was like, "Wait a minute, ain't no regular old civilian gonna say that shit to me."
All right, so it's a brotherhood. All right, so the thing
Right,
is, you
right,
saw
right.
this on the
So, right there
brotherhood.
you go.
Uh,
Thank you, thank
uh,
you.
uh,
So, due to that brotherhood, he's police, I'm military. Due to that brotherhood that we got, that prevented a whole lot of other stuff. Now, do that make it right? Hell no.
right.
But it's 3 in the morning. I'm at a gas station, west side of Chicago. It ain't no black cop nowhere to be found. It wasn't no thing. It's like, well, put your hands behind your back. Sure, here you go. We'll just work it out as it work out. You know?
So the objectivity of all this shit that's purported by the companies, the systems, whatever y'all want to call them, corporations, whatever, or that which attempts to establish the social order by whatever means. All that shit is just illusion. It's really just the cliques that operate all this shit, right? It's just some clicky shit.
Yeah, it's all click, but it is in a sense to establish a particular social order. You
That's not
know,
good. That's not good though.
and
That's not
that's
good.
the way it's done. Like
I mean,
a
that the
lot of
system
people,
can't stand on the integrity that it purports, and
exactly.
yeah, but that shit, then that means the law is actually null and void.
Yeah,
So,
because
so listen up.
now, in
No,
theory,
not in theory. No, the
no,
law
no, no.
must stand.
Let me give you something in theory. I have to put the in theory in there. Now, in theory,
Yeah.
a person, if I still reside in Chicago or wherever you reside in the United States, or half of the United States, in theory, you as an individual should be able to go to any doggone firearms selling store. You should be able to present ID that say you are a drinking age individual, and you should be able to just purchase whatever you want to purchase and be on your way, because the Second Amendment of the Constitution of the United States gives you that route.
But
Gives you that right.
in theory, what's the second?
In theory, what the hell is a
Amendment theory?
concealed carry permit?
What's
Weapons card carry permit. We got to give you the right to carry. Wait a minute, hold on. How you got to give me my constitutional
no.
right?
That's not a constitutional right. That's an order. Look.
No. Hear me out now. This is what I'm saying. On this paper for this country, it say this is what you got the right to.
Yeah.
How they be around it? We ain't say nothing about buying it. What do you mean you ain't say nothing about buying it? What you supposed to get? They say, well, it don't say nothing. Well, once you got it. Oh, so once I got it, now you put all these laws on the books on how I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
I got to get it your way.
Yeah.
It should consist of, if I make a zip gun.
Well, wait a minute. What if they're known? What if they're not known? Not only not known for their honesty, but known more for contractual treachery.
Yeah, well, I'm like this here.
Are you going to call them in that type of accountability?
No, I'm gonna say this: if I make a zip gun, I should be able to have that zip gun and get down with it if need be. But let me have a zip gun. They take my ass straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they got these, what they call them, lobbyists. They ain't lobbyists. They're bribers. So they use these slick words.
How they slick? Wait a minute. Isn't that law? Isn't that written within law? That's
No,
what they
a lobbyist presents X amount of money to people in Congress to lean their way for the writing of different legislatures.
Okay.
That's bribing the motherfucker, ain't it?
No. That's you putting the morality to money exchange.
No. It's like this here. If somebody, I gotta pay somebody for them to allow me to be on their YouTube stream, and I want to be on that stream bad enough, I'm gonna pay it. And I'm trying to bribe them to let me get in and get down with them.
No, that's not bribing. One is
more like a toll.
Yeah, it's like a toll.
Yeah, toll paying. Okay, toll paying. That makes great sense.
That's a troll deflector,
But
see, I know
they do in the movies when they give you some good information, you slide a motherfucker $100. Yeah, I'm talking about.
Yeah, but that's I call that a show of appreciation. Like, I know a guy.
Well, why you use bribe then, dude? You flip flopping, bro.
No, I'm not flip flopping. To me,
it's a show of appreciation and a bribe.
They say these are lobbyists. It's a bribe. And I know in Chicago, for a matter of fact, you have to doggone apply for a license to be a lobbyist. I
get it. Now it seems like you're taking us off of this. So bring it back here.
Okay. Bringing it back there. With doggone law enforcement, wherever they're at, – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – is a certain society, certain set of rules, guidelines, this and that. And if you are going to go to long haul and retire from that occupation, you are going to have to adhere to the environment of unwritten rules and fall in line with it, or you might as well go find you another occupation to be in.
Which I kind of see where he going with this. I do.
Shit,
If you want to relate it to this situation right here, yeah, they go by the system of unwritten rules. And okay, let me get back to this blend in thing in just a second. They thought that certain rules did not apply to them, but when they got themselves in that shit, then they found out they was black. They saw their lives as blue, but when they fucked up, like any black man in America, they became black again. And it's just that fucking simple. I mean, shoot. We're not going down for you niggas.
They spent all of their
wrong with you?
So perhaps with the whole participation that black people try to do outside of blackness or whatever, it's like they're spending it and they don't know when they've spent it, and it's on the fumes where you're gonna get back to the black. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my bad. I dropped my phone. I went to grab a cup with some ice, get some more Coca-Cola before I make a run to the store, and dropped my phone and the StreamYard kicked off.
All right, that's a lot of string of events that happen. All right, then.
Really?
You good?
If you see my phone, you know why. Screen got so many cracks in it, somebody might think they could smoke it.
You must have an iPhone.
No. Well, I bought the motherfucker, but no, it's a Samsung, some shit. I don't know. Motorola. Yeah, look at it. Motorola. Yeah, man, these phones don't last me. I keep dropping them.
All right. Well, I'm gonna play this audio by Jason Whitlock.
It's kind of late for Coca-Cola, nigga. What the fuck you drinking Coca-Cola?
Oh, it's better than drinking beer. Normally I was drinking beer, so now I'm going beerless, and my body was getting real tired. I'm like, what the hell is wrong? Why am I always tired? I know it's midnight.
What not water?
I know it's midnight.
All right.
It's midnight. It's midnight for folk that got to get up and go to work in the morning. Seeing as I started getting a pension 12 years ago. I'm on my own clock. Sleep when I sleep. I'm woke when I'm woke.
All right, dog. We good. We
good, man.
We good.
What the fuck? We
Yo, you boring, dude. You boring.
Play it. I want to hear y'all thoughts. What he's about to say. What he about to say basically set the internet on fire because he made this. He made this comment about how this situation relates to single motherhood and its effects. So, all right.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck they got to do? All right, let's go.
Yeah. But okay, I'm gonna play the audio. I'll stop whenever y'all want. If you just want me to stop, whatever.
All right.
Can y'all hear this?
Yo, you Borgin, dude. You are Borgin.
Yeah, it might be you got that window open trying to play a video. That might be taken away from your bandwidth or something.
All rights reserved. All rights reserved. What it say? All use, fair use.
Oh no, that fair use thing they be talking about.
Yeah, fair use. Yo, they listening, dog. They listening.
Yeah, that's because all this stuff they can closed caption text this. That's the reason that they know. There's some things I can't say when I do my thing. I write it on the sign and hold it in front of the camera. They know
what life is you in where you live in something you can't talk about, dog. Get the fuck out.
Easy. It's some words you can't say.
You a spy, man. What the fuck? You ain't no rebel. So what the fuck you?
Oh, it's some words you can't. You can't say, especially
You're a
when you talk.
conservative, dog. They love to hear everything your ass try to say, dog.
No, not when you talk
So,
about the
so
haze. You can't.
What the fuck is a hey?
You can't say the F word. You in trouble.
Oh, okay. That's what I
yeah,
You
call
see what I'm
Google,
saying?
hey, Rogish,
it.
Google bundle of sticks and see what word they pop up in your Google that. That's what it's
Yeah.
Well, that's why. Yeah, well, that's why you give them the and you ain't got to say the word. You ain't got to refer to none of them, and you give them the value quotient that they deserve with all the mixed up shit that they're doing with the young futures. You know what I'm talking about? So you ain't got to really say their names or nothing like that. It don't matter what they call themselves. What matters is how they're trying to say that they're constructionally affecting the future. And it's like, all right, so now you motherfuckers is taking all kind of your elements of sexuality to children that's not being permitted to be declared sexuality. And it's like, all right, oh nah, you're teaching multi-diversity and all this. All right, well, I'm just call you motherfuckers Romans then. All right. You know what I mean?
No,
Y'all
well,
Romans.
I be bugging. I be like, yeah, the Rainbow Push Coalition, but I ain't talking about Jesse and them.
Yeah, I mean, well,
all
they
right.
can
You
be
say,
whatever
hey,
fuck they want to be, but the thing is,
You see what I'm saying?
this is their country, dog. This is their country, and it's like, all right, if that's what they're gonna do, that's what they're gonna do. But what's up for the people to do is withstand their own cultural integrity and not have that shit fucking sway them based off of the politically correct bullshit that people are putting out there. You know, notice that things that it's politically correct or politically incorrect or whatever has such a fucking protection on it, right? But there's no fucking politically correct element towards valuing black people exclusively. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else got to be along in with whatever, and it's like nah. All right, so it's like what is black people? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is blackness? What the fuck is black culture? What the fuck is the connecting thing that we think connects us when the system get out of pocket with us? And you know what I'm saying? We're like, yo, us. But it's like, yo, what is that connecting us shit? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, that which we thought was the culture apparently ain't. That which we thought the health and integrity of our culture apparently didn't. So it's like, all right, everybody's for themselves in the type of America that they want to fucking scrounge to be, whatever the fuck. It's very fucking slavey and it's very fucking, you know what I'm saying, wacky.
mm. Can you hear me, Rogish?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yep, you better there.
You okay?
Um,
You gonna try it again?
yeah, I'm gonna try it again. If the audio is choppy and it's messing everything up, then I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just gonna explain what was said. I
Okay.
mean, all right,
Yeah, I heard it, but before, but
all right. Let me let me.
Borgin
Here we
again.
go.
Yo, they
All
yoinking
right, so
because
that's a
they like
technical flaw. So we're not.
they like,
But
yo, he ain't finna do this.
yeah,
Come on,
they
yeah.
don't want. They like, no, fuck you, Kevin. This ain't gonna happen. All right,
Put that nigga off.
all right. So let me. Basically, he, wait a minute. Hold up. I got a better idea. I'm just gonna play it up against my damn microphone. Yeah. Fuck you, YouTube. I got it. Let's see. All right. See, can y'all hear it this way?
Now you're coming in quite clear though.
Don't want us focused on reality. Hey, if they
There you
want
go.
an
Yes.
hour of coverage of this and weekend coverage of this, and they want to take us to a good place, I would examine the racial element of this because there is a racial element. And this is a story about young black men and their inability to treat each other in a humane way. Everybody involved in this on the street level was either 24 to 32 years old. Everybody. It was a group of young black men, 5-on-1. Looked like gang violence to me. It looked like what young black men do when they're supervised by a single black woman. And that's what they got going on in the Memphis Police Department. They've elected some
or put some black woman in charge of the police force, and we're getting the same kind of chaos and disunity and violence that we see in a lot of these cities that are run by single mothers. If we want to discuss the breakdown of family that leads to disrespect for authority, that causes you to resist the police and run from the police and not comply with the police because you resist authority at all times because there was no male authority in your home, let's have that discussion. But that's not where they want to take us. They want to take us down the path of saying, you know what, this is Tucker Carlson's fault. This is some random
Stop it. This motherfucker is pandering. Holy shit! What? Why? Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
That's pandering. It's like, wait a minute, cuz it's really. No, just don't authority. Wait, so first he say they're a gang, and then he want to say homie has an authority problem, but they arrive like a gang. How does he have an authority problem? Where's the authority problem come in if you think you're identifying a gang? What's the authority shit? What is that? He's pandering. And then he said, they're acting like they're blaming Tucker Carlson. He threw his name in that shit. Kissing this white man ass, you bitch ass nigga. Oh, hoe ass bitch. Oh, I see this. I see nigga throat yoke. You know what I'm talking about? The iron sheets fucking
the camel
iron claw right on his fucking throat. Stupid motherfucker. Fucking.
If I could play devil's advocate without being looked at as some type of woodland creature with rings around his eyes, I would say that he was probably trying to establish that we would rather blame the white man than to face our own problems. Maybe saying it in an extremely shitty way that came off as kind of tone deaf. And you know, I'm not a fan of Tucker Carlson because he's trying to establish this victimhood within white men because they feel as if their place is being taken, which is bullshit. I mean, the niggas like, oh look, they can be 99 years old, they be eating like child livers and shit. These motherfuckers are sick, and I really don't feel sorry for them.
Yeah. Well, they never had nothing. That's the thing. They never had nothing. That's why they had to claim supremacy. So it's like, all right,
to make let me clean up, let me take out what I did kind of agree with. I asked a question a while back, and it got me cussed out quite a few times, by sisterhood broads and simps in particular, besides the people who can't accept reality. Right. I said, have you ever walked into a neighborhood dominated by single mothers and it was all good? If you're like me, you got to be a cool, careful, calm nigga. But for the most part, they're fucking hellholes.
I mean, well, the thing they are without the authority, right? Definitely without the authority. But to assume that was relatable in this situation is pandering. You're just trying to use something that you can tie into an issue that an issue that black folks.
It probably what you're saying is it sounded like why y'all getting mad about these white folk killing why you not getting mad about what these black folk doing? You saying that Whitlock was doing more of that in that direction?
Not necessarily. It was because he understood that the justification was not in it because he understood that they arrive as saying mobbing up on Goonie shit, right? So it's like, all right, so if they're on Goonie shit and he feared for his life, you have to take into consideration that, all right, if they're a gang and they're not officers and they're not a fleet of officers showing up, whatever, however you could have worded this at Fox News or whatever the fuck, for the sake of law enforcement or police, so that they look good in the public, whatever. All right, gang, boom. How was someone supposed to react to a gang? How was someone supposed to respond to a gang? Let's just assume that's he took off running. Right?
One thing that I've noticed about when you catch these guys on these videos, they have a tendency to have the same look. It's like
Yeah.
they know something bad is about to happen. You got that from George Floyd.
Yeah.
You definitely got it from this young man because he ran. He's like, for some instinct kicked in. I have to preserve my life. This doesn't feel right.
It's fight or flight.
Yeah, basically.
See, but the dude on there, he didn't research before he started letting his mouth go to work because the young man did have male supervision
Yeah.
and guidance in his home, his stepfather.
It don't matter if he didn't know. What the
Hold
fuck?
on,
How
hold
the fuck
on,
does that
hold
matter?
on, bro.
He get beat the fuck to death. It don't matter if your daddy in the house or not. It has nothing to do with if he had an issue with motherfucking
But in
authority.
Okay,
relation,
They beat this
okay.
motherfucker to death.
let me clear this up. Let me clear this up. Whitlock was saying they acted like that. He didn't say they were that.
Right,
And
okay. He didn't say they were, but
Nichols, and
even
it,
even even that even bringing that into the conversation, it's like you could not make that comparison with this young man along with that because people that don't have the research or the information behind anything going on would be assuming, okay, he was doggone one of them kids. Mama got a bunch of them. Ain't never been married. Ain't no daddies around because they either locked up, dope heads, or dead. You know what I mean?
mm,
That was the picture he was trying to paint. Do not allow yourself to mistake the picture he was trying to paint. See,
What okay, okay, so let's go ahead.
he was
Roll,
trying he
roll,
was trying to
roll whatever
paint
you're
this.
gonna
He is
do.
trying to paint this as a unsupervised multiple encounter with police, basic from the hood dude.
All
But
right.
this guy was the total opposite. He had no criminal background at all.
Yeah.
They went through his social media pictures. He had no social media pictures with him holding like a fan, a deck of cards folded out, full of doggone money. You know how they like to do
All right.
them pictures.
All right, but the thing is, he is on Fox News. So on Fox News, you're gonna show up to play. I understand that. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
some
So
slander.
yeah.
It's
So the
gonna be
thing
some
is this
slander.
on
But
on
pander,
but
I
okay.
wouldn't think that would be some
Let me offer
pander.
some context. Let me offer some context real quick. That's why they were mad at Bill Cosby because they was saying stuff in front of white folks.
Yeah.
Okay, well, one thing, just I know that's probably where some of the anger is coming from. He's saying this shit in front of Tucker Carlson, Mister, white man victimhood. So I get that, but but Jason Whitlock, although he was constructing it in a fucked up way, and I'm not defending him. Let me just throw that out there. I believe he was talking about the behavior of the cops. They acted just like, and that's the frame. Yes, that's the framing that he presented, and yes, a lot of people were going to take offense to that, and reasonably so.
yeah,
Okay,
but
okay.
the way
So
he
they'll put it
presented.
on his father, on their fathers, as opposed to the fact of them being cops.
Right, but see the way he presented it, he left too many different ways of people to go,
Yeah, yeah, he left
and
it.
which was intentional. You could say you could tell somebody how to do a math problem, but only say so much, and then they got a lot of variables that they could include in the problem solving. Which, well, this could be like, well, see that because I mean, hell, that's like something that happened with my my 6-year-old grandson. This boy, and this is a short story here. Don't take 30 seconds. He got in the doggone bathtub with the Mr. Bubble, and then he ended up getting the hand lotion. It said hand and body lotion on it, right? He came, his hair looked flicked down like cat scratch fever. I'm like, boy, what you done did? You don't put that in your hair. It's like, Papa, it says right here on there, hand and body. Your hair is part of your body, right? I'm sitting there like, oh, you little smart ass. I couldn't even get mad at that point. But that's what Jason Whitlock, the way he did it, he left enough he left too much room for interpretation.
Yeah,
That's what I was looking for.
yeah.
He
I mean,
left room for people to interpretate it in different ways.
yeah, yeah, and we have a tendency to interpret shit fucked up anyway. On top of him leaving it for people to interpret, because even Sierra, who's been the subject of many conversations in spaces such as this, she even came out and said something how he said what Jason Whitlock said was fucked up, and DL Hughley, a guy I don't care for too much,
I mean, I don't like
came
that
out
dude at all.
yeah, yeah, he came out and said something too. So it's just, yeah, people on there, they all over Jason Whitlock. Like they're always all over Jason Whitlock about the stuff that he says.
Yeah, they didn't forgot about dude that said that Rihanna is no Beyonce. I can't remember his name, but first they jumped on him real hard over him saying that.
Neither one of them or the other. So what's the difference? How motherfuckers?
But
I
they
mean,
just jumped. They jumped to what they feelings. Now, one thing of truth that was said: if you go to a certain neighborhood and that's the makeup of the neighborhood, yeah, you're gonna get a lot of that. But I'm surprised they ain't focused on the background of the police chief yet.
That what? That you said that what?
That when you go to a neighborhood
You didn't get
and
the
it is a
context.
neighborhood and it is predominantly single mothers, you look
Oh,
at the behavior of the kids. I mean, all of them, male and female. You look at the behavior of them,
how
and you
often do you go to those neighborhoods?
who me?
Yeah,
I don't.
you said when you.
I say, yeah, when you, I'm talking about people. That's the type of neighborhood I came from.
Oh, okay.
See,
let me tell you let me tell you something about them neighborhoods. Is like if they got grandmothers in the neighborhood, when you visit, you will eat a lot.
oh yeah.
you eat
Yeah,
you
to
eat
hold on
a
to that
lot of
old
good
trick.
meals, but
Now, now
just
that's the one difference between the South and the North. You go in Chicago, they buy you a drink. They ain't gonna give you no food because it's cheaper to drink than eat. Now
yeah.
down south, they'll feed you a good plate of food. They ain't gonna buy you no liquor.
All
Yeah,
right, so let's get back to the video. Let's show the fuck this fucking motherfucker said.
no, I already killed the screen on that. That was
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that was the whole gist of the video right there. But they haven't brought up the background of the chief of police. I'm waiting on that to come up. See, because see, she used to be the head of some investigative unit in Atlanta down here, right?
uh,
And
where,
it
where
was
was this?
the police chief in Memphis.
No, no, no. I'm just saying. When was she in Atlanta though?
Oh, this was the early 2000s.
Okay.
And there was a investigation going on for underage girls. I'll just leave that part right there.
Okay.
And it was a sergeant that was on the squad that he was doing what they was investigating other people for doing, got caught up on it, and she diverted all of the investigational information away from him to try to let him just walk away unscathed. But it didn't work out like that. Then she got fired.
Oh, they always need
Okay.
to be able
So
to.
so
See,
so so the rest of Atlanta police is pretty upstanding there, huh?
Man,
so
it's a culture, man. I've
yeah,
heard.
so she get fired, then she petitioned, go through the courts or whatever, talking about she was unlawfully fired or whatever the situation was. So she ended up getting her job back. Then she retired from Atlanta police. Then she goes to Memphis, and she's the first black woman chief of police in Memphis. Then her service weapon gets stolen out of her vehicle when it's supposed to be on her person at all times because she in some hair store shopping. And then a house get broken into. I mean, I know people in Memphis. They was letting me know what was going on with her because I was like, "Hey, that's that little shorty with the dunk." I remember I'm from Atlanta PD. She used to come out and be like, "Damn, that mother here boy, she can get the business." You know, I mean, you look at her from the neck down. She working with something. but they're probably gonna bring that out later. It's probably gonna come up.
Yeah, I mean, if the
I
media
don't doubt it.
case, if the media sticks to this case long enough, a lot of stuff is gonna come out.
Mm-hmm.
Because this one right here has caught so much fire, and like the culture of like I've heard things like the culture of Atlanta as far as their law enforcement agencies is quite corrupt. I've heard some things about Kasim Reed. Now,
I'm
now,
glad you said his name. I was about to say his name. But see,
so
Andre Dickens, what they got right now, they weren't ready for that.
How
So-
y'all expecting there to be any element of of all that purity or the truth and justice and American way and all that bullshit? Y'all actually believe that shit?
It only takes
you know
so
what people are
long.
supposed to do.
It only takes so long, and you always end up with a Serpico, and that's when all hell breaks loose.
And just to answer your question, no.
Whenever you get a Serpico in the mix, that's when all hell breaks loose. Y'all familiar with Frank Serpico?
Yeah, we're familiar with the movie, man. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean that was real. He did his little. Hey, look, this shouldn't be like this. Da 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 da. It brought national attention. Everything was good, but it only lasts a little bit. Then they go right back to the same old status quo. How they run shit.
But see, all this is showing you that it's not the police that's the issue, though.
Yeah, it's the culture of it all.
No, ain't nothing wrong with the culture. All of that's
The
supposed
culture
to
of
be.
police.
Yes, all of that's supposed to be what it is with the amount of fear that these people operate off of. Are you kidding me? But what else are they going to do?
That is the culture that comes within that society called a police department. And it doesn't matter what city it's in.
That comes from pilgrimism. These motherfuckers.
Well, you can call it what you will, but that's how it is. See, it's exactly how it is.
When we join up with that system or that culture or that pilgrimism, whatever you guys want to call it, we're definitely and these are for the black men and black female police officers that believe they blend in with that blue, is we are a means to an end for them. We are a means to an end. We are there just to justify that racism is going away. At the same time, integrating into their fucking racism.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's blue. We're all blue right now. We're better than everyone. We have the power to arrest people. Who gonna police the police? Who gonna police us?
But see, I'm thinking that was just the position, and it's like, all right, I can acknowledge that, respect that, but the fact that they try to make it their identity, and it's like, yo, it ain't even the identity of these pilgrims like that. How the fuck does this shit become y'all fucking identity? Oh, niggas ain't got no motherfucking identity.
From the socialization within that doggone organization. That's the reason you have so many that have spent 22, 27, 32 years left, right, left. Then you got to go. It's over with. Joined at 18, right? Joined at 18. Grew up and became an adult.
It's a job. It's a job. It ain't supposed to be your identity. It's your job.
I know what it's supposed to be, but I'm telling you what it's not. It becomes people's identity. And it gets so extreme that once that's over with, you give them 90 to 180 days, 3 to 6 months afterwards. They unlife themselves. I don't say that other word on people's stream. And it's like, what happened? We thought that they retired and they're supposed to have been, they retired. They got out of that environment and they couldn't handle being, going back into American society like it really is, opposed to the society within American society that they grew up and became adults in.
What the
is
fuck
happening.
you just say?
Okay,
I think look,
let,
look,
let,
look.
let,
I think he,
let me break it down simple.
No,
Okay,
stop. Please stop.
no. Let me break it down simple. You living in your parents' home. You go to high school, right? You get out at 18. You say you're gonna join the military. You are not an adult yet. You still being molded,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You join at 18.
yeah.
All right. Once you in for 10 years, your dad they considered an old person. You got the new ones coming in at 18. You know way more than them after 10 years in that doggone environment.
Okay.
You became an adult in that environment and you had to socialize and everything the way you do it and go under different rules, regulations, even terminologies.
No, you're hyper matured. You don't become an adult. You're just hyper matured.
Okay,
And
whatever the
and
deal
and
is,
and
you're
and
not
and you are made to operate within a war style of environment. So everyone has to shift. Everything living shifts to engage in a war state. The thing is, things also fall out of that. It's different when motherfuckers join the military. It seems like they never really fall out of that war state.
right. It depends. Like I said, I've told people numerous times they don't want the people that are 18 fresh out of high school because they're young and they're strong. It's because they are mentally weak. They don't know what the hell they're getting themselves into until they're into it,
Yeah.
which is
And
the reason so many unlife themselves. I mean, if somebody was having a conversation with me about it, I said, look, when I went in, I was 24 years old. So there's a lot of stuff that couldn't get pulled on me. I mean, off rip. Just like, well, da, 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 da. And I'm sitting there like, I, you know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? I mean, what you gonna do? Send me back on the block? I just have to figure out something else to do.
all right, cool. Now you notice that we off the topic again. I'm right back on you. That's the second time that didn't happen, dog. Can you stay on
uh,
context?
What I'm saying with okay, bruh, understand this. I'm doing a comparison of a similar lifestyle with law enforcement that equals the behavior of the 5 officers. Okay, it's not that hard to pick up on. These guys, they went on the police department, then they became part of an elite unit and a unit that was strictly sent into these neighborhoods, because this is supposed to be the high crime neighborhoods. So they think that they the Rambos of the Memphis Police Department, and we
Wait a
can't
minute.
do
So
no wrong.
that was a high crime area that they was in. Did you see that area? Did you see what it looked like in the video? That looked
Looks
like
are deceiving, bruh.
no. I'm asking you. Did that look like a high crime area?
Do Buckhead look like a high crime area?
I don't know what Buckhead look like.
Buckhead in Atlanta, where they got all them mansions.
I don't
What
know.
about South Fulton?
I
South
don't know.
Fulton got big old giant ridiculous homes, and they had drive-by shootings down there every night.
Okay.
South Fulton
Okay.
don't look like, you be like, man, they got pillars, look like mansions, because they got pillars from the first floor to the second. Big giant houses, manicured lawns and bushes, and it looks really, really, man. You think, oh,
Why didn't it look like nobody else came out of their house to even look at what was going on the street? You had all them cop cars out there. If they was
uh-huh.
in the hood, you had all
Well,
the
wasn't
fucking cop
nobody
cars
coming
out there.
out.
Nobody came out their house. Nobody looked out. You didn't see nobody else's light on and nothing like that. It was an open area where you could see at least maybe 15 feet behind the, the cops or whatever. It was pretty good shit. Where the fuck were the people? Come on, bruh.
In the house, not coming out,
Yeah, the
because I don't
bad
want nothing to
neighborhood.
happen to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
yeah, you
I
you
mean,
you
you be a,
talk about a
you,
fearful culture of people who's already fearful of violent law enforcement. Why? I mean, they was outside for George Floyd. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no one was outside for that, or even looking.
what
You know what I'm saying? You didn't see no
that
one
that
on the porches. Like it wasn't the cops' neighborhood. They was just in some random neighborhood. No, none of the neighbors came out to say, "Oh, let's see what's going on out there." With 8 fucking cop cars out there, 9 niggas. And the peckerwood and the pear tree, nigga. Really? Come on, cuz.
So so
Talking
so
about, man.
so so Rogish.
Yeah.
So you put it more on the value. You were saying last night that you put it on the value of being black.
Well, yeah, because there was an assumed like that. That was I've never seen no shit like that before. I never heard no shit like that before. I've heard of Mexican cops, you know what I'm saying, running shit like that. Asian cops, you know what I'm saying. Definitely the pilgrim, right? You heard brothers, you know what I'm saying, definitely being a little bit more stern than they need to and shit. But you never heard of motherfuckers going, you know what I'm saying, straight up Punisher on motherfuckers, right? Not niggas. And it's like, oh, well, you know this saying brothers, right? You assume brothers. You still want to say brother, even though the motherfuckers are goddamn murk, right? It's like, all right, damn, but wait a minute. You know, the fact that you operate with them and they take out at least 500 of us every motherfucking year, you're only reporting about 50% of them, right? And so it's like, all right, so look like y'all hunting out here, right? And then those who are operating within your system who are identifying y'all, and then they're like, yo, we find this out about y'all, and look like you're hunting. And it's like, all right, so understand that you're participating with them at any given moment. This shit could, you know what I'm saying, really get really gangster because they say they're policemen, but they don't operate as policemen. And it's like, all right, well, it's not up to the state to fix it because the state go along with it. So it's like, all right, it's up to the people. And then, all right, what is the linking to the people, to the police and armor guard? You know what I'm saying? All right, we got that black shit, right? Understand that, black. I've met some black cops that understand the black plight. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And it's like, all right, but there's some shit.
Yeah. Remember David Brown? Remember David Brown in Texas?
I do not.
David Brown in Texas when Micah X was shooting up the place.
No, wait a minute. Nah, David. Wait. No. That's who they got. Just because he was out there marching with
Remember they did the
a
Photoshop of him damn doing the fist up in the air in front of the beauty shop. And then they found the real photo. He was in front of a college with a dashiki on.
Right.
That Micah X.
Right.
David Brown suggested that in order to combat the systemic problems in the law enforcement, that they needed more black men to join up.
I ain't got no problem with that. The
Yeah.
thing is, there's always going to be an issue though. So, but to say that we're not to be no part of it whatsoever. Yeah, all right. It is the same thing like the military. Ain't no difference. You know what I mean? So
Now the guy you were talking about, that's the dude that's supposed to have got back from Afghanistan and did that shooting in what was it, Dallas?
Yeah, Micah X. Like all them people out there in the streets with their guns. And
Right.
They were running behind cars. Like funny shit I ever seen.
who ain't nobody know.
Doing a move typically known as slicing the pie. I know you're talking about. Let me inform you, that is a phantom individual. That person was not a person that was in the military. Okay.
How you know that? How you know it? How you know?
Because his legal name came out and people found his social media page. Okay. They have this system. It's called AKO, right?
They who?
The Army, AKO, Army Career Online. You could type anybody's name in there as long as because it's a secure site. You type their name in there, it's going to pull it up.
And what was his name?
What
was his name?
I can't recall what his name is right now.
Okay, so they found his real name, and that means what?
That means when we typed his name in, nothing came up on AKO. And so many soldiers were trying to type in this guy's name to try to find out information on this guy that the whole system crashed. That guy was never in the military. And if you look on his Facebook friends list.
Come on, wait a minute.
If you look at his Facebook friends list and click on
David Brown, right?
No, he's talking about Micah X.
No, the dude that remember it was like
what kind of beer was you drinking? Pabst Blue Ribbon.
See, you know what? See, it's stuff like that. When I had information that is credible information, it's stuff like that that makes me really not want to try to pass that information on to our people because we make jokes too much. We make jokes too much. If we are not familiar with something ourselves, we'll make jokes about it, trying to disprove something being something, instead of listening and saying, "Let me look into this and see what's really cracking." Now, this particular guy, you look on his social media page. Anyone that's doggone been to Afghanistan, Iraq, what have you, they're gonna have other people that are on that page with them. You're not going to be a loner like these characters that do all this other wild stuff. Oh, they were a loner. They all these people they just play games online. No, you're not a loner, not in that type of situation. So you're gonna have people that's gonna be on their doggone page. Their parents, they're gonna have photo of them from when they went in, whatever, all of this stuff. None of this stuff was visible at all. None of it. And seeing as he did not unlife himself, and they said that they put a 1 pound block, notice a 1 pound block of C4 onto a robot and blew him up. First and foremost, his parents would have gotten $500,000 in something called SGLI life insurance. That's the first thing. Then that got brought up. Me being a combat engineer, C4 come in 1/4 pound blocks, not 1 pound blocks. I'm like, so you all are even lying about what you all are using. We had a 1 pound block of C4. No, you're lying.
So did you get a look at the scene at the end?
Exactly. And did it? All you seen is maybe some busted out windows?
No. It was legit. It looked like a movie set. The thing was, you saw him laid out, and you saw it looked like things that dust had been pulverized. You know what I'm saying? Concrete, whatever, had been pulverized into dust. But there was a very light amount of dust on things that there should have been a heavy amount of dust on.
A 1/4 pound block of C4 in an enclosed building environment like that would have torn up everything.
Yeah.
That building that it was that they set it off, they detonated it. The building that they detonated it and the buildings across the street from it. It would have tore something up.
Yeah.
You
So
see what I'm saying?
the way it looked like that it was set up to just explode that portion of the wall where they kind of like where they he's behind the wall. Put it here and let's run 20 feet back.
Yeah, like it's a controlled detonation, and you can't control projection detonation with C4.
Yeah, that was look. No one.
See, people think that that's explosive charge. It's not really. It's a cutting charge.
Look, no one. You're look. I'm gonna let you know. Then we can move on. No one knew that cat, right? Out here in Dallas.
Yeah.
Anybody who was about it was doing a specific training with specific groups, and he was not in those groups. So no one knew him.
Could you notice when they gonna have some march like that? You got all that doggone coverage from helicopters, news for a march. Come on, dog.
Yeah, that's why I left. I'm like,
see what I'm saying? Helicopter coverage and this, and then with the doggone when they were showing everything, CNN, all that and everything, all of a sudden CNN is right there. If you listen to the gunfire, you heard 3 different calibers of weapons being fired. We know what we heard. We were sitting there like, that's who?
All right, cool. Now we're back off the topic, and we're on.
It's been about 2 hours, man. It's been a couple hours, and getting up late, got some things to do.
Yeah, bro.
Go ahead and submit these final statements. I'll get my final word. And Leonard, if you could stay back for a second, I like to talk.
No problem.
Okay, all right, cool. Rogus, you can stay too, but I need to. All right, final statements.
I have none. Long live the virtual line steppers.
Long live my brother. What about you, Leonard?
Well, last statement on my end, the whole doggone culture within this thing called law enforcement, it needs to change. You know,
Mm.
that ego thing. They put that badge on and that gun on, and the ego kicks in. Because people, they don't know how many of them cats was doggone the little nerdy dudes that got picked on in high school. They passed the test. Now they think they got some type of fire, and they got the doggone uh, the shroud of indemnity. You know, you can't get me on anything. I am the police. You know that training day mindset. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
That needs to be worked on. If you talk to people, in most cases, if you talk to someone like a human being, they're going to respond back to you humanely. But if you consistently, hey, motherfucker, hold on now, Mister Straw Boss, who you working for? I'm not a slave. You're not an overseer. But that's the mentality, the slave overseer mindset. See, that needs to change. If that doesn't, nothing else is ever going to change. Till people outright start fighting back, then they don't want that.
What's
'Cause
the incentive to change it? It better
what's
change. Like it just changed on its own arbitrarily. What the fuck
no, it's
is
not
the
going to change.
incentive?
It's not going to change arbitrarily. What's going to happen? What I foresee is there's going to be an uprising, and then there's going to be no choice.
That ain't changed then. That's just a whole different That's just a whole different system. That ain't you talk if you talking about change, I thought you talking about this system changing or adjusting or whatever. No, what you're talking about is some motherfucking anarchy, it's revolution, anarchy, and then a rebuilding of a new
About some
system.
shit that'll get me in trouble on YouTube and this shit.
No,
You need to lay low, man. Like niggas,
no, that's nothing that's going to get you on any trouble on YouTube.
I mean, I'm just
Thank you.
bullshit, man. But
Yeah,
Say to you.
I'm just saying things. Things. I mean, this country was founded on that. I mean, if you think back, that's what it was founded on. We
and,
don't like these rules. Well, you're gonna do this. Yeah, all right.
and the irony of all of that,
The irony, of all that.
the irony of all of that. But let me go
There's
ahead.
always going to be racism. There's always going to be classism because that's what this country was founded on those principles, and it's not going anywhere. The best thing people can do is live their life as best possible, and hopefully don't get caught up in the mix.
All right. Thanks for coming through. Like
All right, bro.
I'll be done with this shortly. Play the outro and we're good.
All right,
Um,
do your thing. I got to hit the store, so I'll get with you fellas later.
word,
Nah.
man. All right, now let me look. Let me just tell y'all just like this. I'll back a black man all day. I'll make a black man that is doing the right thing and not fucking shit up. I ain't gonna back niggas. Not dudes like this. Nah, these guys on the screen, nah, I see them as nothing more than traitors. And if we had a system of standards to where we can point out and identify the traitors instead of this current system that we have, just looking at the dudes that fucking white women, then maybe we can um maybe we can work toward a better mentality.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. These brothers deserve to be punished to the fullest extent of the law, and and that right there would be merciful for them because they deserve less. They they in my book deserve to be treated like Tyre Nichols was treated that night.
I mean, well, that's definitely going to occur. That's definitely going to occur.
Yeah, and I mean, like shit. They found out they was black real fucking quick when they thought they was blue. You cannot sit there and believe that you're going to have the same protections
Yes.
and the same fucking luxuries that they have. You're inside of any place. You get in, you're still a fucking black person. You may not realize that shit when you're amongst those people. Like you done hit some type of upper echelon, like some level or some shit, just because Pale Face and Becky took you in and said that you were all right with us, and you're gonna be that black friend that we mention every time somebody says something about black people and fucking racism. Like you're some special shit. These 5 guys thought they were some special shit, so they killed that young man that night. Fuck them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Burn in hell.
For real.
Period.
You think that should get the chair or the needle or what I'm saying? It's a rare moment because I gotta open up. I gotta open up.
Fireman Squad, beat them flaws. Hey, fuck these dudes, man.
Yeah. I'm actually rooting for the system on this one. Ain't that a bit?
Yeah.
God damn.
At the end of all this, when they're convicted, it's gone forever. I'm gonna be like, the system works, guys. Let me wait to fake outrage on the next case.
Yo, cuz I would really set it off if I really could in this motherfucker, but I would have to pause it just to see it do its work with these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, I'm actually rooting for the system on this one. Gold system, white supremacy. Do your thing.
So I'm gonna get a pillowcase and I'm gonna cut out 2 eye holes.
You know what I mean? Halloween, here we come,
fuck you niggers with the hard R.
I'm gonna wear a t-shirt with them motherfuckers' face on it, cuz. Hey, send me the cut out on this shit, cuz. For real. Print that shit out.
I'm gonna be outside in the jail. Like, I'll be outside the jail with a damn torch talking about some yeehaw. Like, fuck these dudes, man.
Oh, I can't wait to find out who the jurors are, nigga. I'm sending them all birthday cards, cuz, for real.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, nigga, for real.
And a happy new year.
I hope they racist too.
That man said, feed these motherfuckers, man. I mean, shit. You know, the shit that we want to do to traitors is the worst shit than what we want to do to enemies.
Oh yes, oh most definitely.
Like, shoot.
Feed them to the Kraken.
Ain't nothing worse than a goddamn traitor.
Nigga.
5 fucking traitors right here. Shoot, these are guys. When you start calling people coons and shit, these are guys you should point at.
Bruh, for real.
Sellouts.
And was
self-haters.
You know what I mean? Self-haters.
Self-haters. Self-haters.
Self-haters.
Yeah. Yeah. They forgot that they daddy black. They mama black. Whatever, man.
So what does black mean then?
Black. We know what black means to us.
Yeah, but what is it that obviously the system needs an adjustment to it. Obviously, because look at this shit. No one knew it was that bad. No one knew it was that fucking bad.
Man, they need to train these motherfuckers to be what they actually say they are.
Train them.
I mean, what
these motherfuckers
like you got like at the end of the day.
Territory, Kev.
At the end of the day. At the end of the day, what brought these guys to the idea that was a good idea?
That was such a bad. That was, you know what? That was one of them dumb moves that a racist person at Starbucks does. You know what I mean? And then Starbucks has to clean the shit up. It's like, oh fuck, this racist fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, but you're white. They're white. But this
remember Denny's? Remember that shit happened with Denny's back about 20-some years ago?
Yeah. This is
shit.
This is the stupid.
They sure don't taste like them. They called me a nigger.
Yeah, so this is stupidity, but it's like, look, you motherfuckers will go to that degree for, you know what I'm saying, for nigga.
Hey, we have to, as blacks, for real, depending on how you feel it's being black, we got to be careful of what hills we die on because I mean, imagine looking from the beyond and just like you find out the real reason why you died for some stupid shit. Like
Mm.
your eternity is fucked too. Like
Oh, nigga, to die from something stupid. I ain't even think about that. You
like
know
like
what
like
I'm
like say there is a God, like damn God, you real? Yeah, let me show you what you died from, you stupid motherfucker.
saying?
Like
We've been playing on replay since your ass, since your past, you idiot.
shit, you see that bitch down there you got killed for? And the train ran on her right now. See, yeah, this whole heaven shit, it ain't as it ain't as cut
Yeah.
and dry as you think. There's some complicated shit going on up there. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, yo, you black?
Oh,
Oh, you died because you were black? No, you died because you were stupid, man. Look at how your people really feel about you.
for
Like,
real.
like these people who have this romanticized ideal of blackness. I mean, shit. They like if I learned a long time ago. If everybody knew the truth, half these motherfuckers would kill themselves.
Expose the genie lamp and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I said that I said that I was about to to get off the air, and
Mhm.
this really, I mean, this really isn't like a laughing occasion.
Yeah,
At
that's
the end
right.
of the day, we have to remember that the reason why I had this broadcast in the first place is because a young man died. Another black man extinguished for a really horrible, stupid fucking reason.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and at the end of the day, there's a family out there that's going through it. And believe me, although I don't give a fuck about these five bitches up here,
mm.
they got a family that's going through it too. Because
Yeah.
they got family members that actually thought they were good people and they're not. It's
Ooh,
devastating on all ends.
ooh, respect,
It
respect,
it really is.
respect.
And it's like we have to show the utmost respect in situations like this because I've done news reports before and the people that were involved made comments, no cap. But for the family members of the five police officers up here on the screen right now that's going through it because they thought that their boys were all good. I said it once and I say it again. Fuck them.
Facts.
Fuck them. You're related to a piece of shit.
Yeah, that gotta suck knowing that. You know, I got a couple of pieces of shit
Yeah.
in the family,
Yeah.
though.
I mean, it sucks finding out when people you love are pieces of
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, that really does suck, cuz for real.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Wow.
I hope they're punished to. I hope they all get to 60 years. I
Yeah,
hope that I hope that all of their good years are taken from them, and even the years where they got to go through all this shit like growing old and having shit wrong with their bodies that they didn't expect, like all of that stuff that just take away their lives because Tyre Nichols ain't got another chance.
right.
So rest in peace to Tyre Nichols. Hopefully, you know, it's just the beginning of the year. We're gonna get a lot more that
Uh,
we have to discuss.
yeah. Ah,
Yeah, I mean, it is, and it's our reality as black men. This shit like this doesn't make it any better
no, it don't.
for us.
Nah, nah.
I may feel like an individual, but I do feel some kind of way when I see shit like this. I felt some kind of way with Freddie Gray. I
Oh
felt,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, and to know that black people were involved, I felt some kind of way with Botham John. Black people in the system didn't do much to help that young man.
Well, black people don't understand what it is that they're supposed to represent. You're supposed to represent a lineage. The whole thing is lineage. Remember when we was watching the old school kung fu flicks?
Oh
Right?
yeah.
What was the one? And I think who was it? It was I think AM said this
Mm-hmm.
years back. I think it was him. The number one thing that they couldn't be called was a bastard. You know what I'm talking about? You bastard! You got damn it, you bastard! And that started a fight right there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Based off of the element
man,
of,
I remember that shit, man.
yeah, I
Cause,
mean,
Cause like I remember I was at the swimming pool one day and there was a show called The Great Space Coaster. This is way off topic, but there was this character named Baxter. So I said it like bastard, like I didn't pronounce the X or anything. So I said that that person over there looked like a bastard,
Books.
and I got in so much trouble for that shit.
Yeah.
Like for real. Now, none related to what everything else we were talking about. Yeah, I see what you were talking about, Rogish. Like about how things used to hit when we were younger and standards were a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Now it's just we just don't have this. We just have this nonchalant. We don't give a fuck attitude where we're not setting any standards anymore for our people, and it really has discouraged us to the point where it's only a matter of time. We'll all be brown folks. Everything that we fought to establish is will be gone. Period. And of the many things that is making this happen, this incident right here is definitely setting the tone for the degradation that we're about to face. So I just want y'all just listening right now to keep that in mind because we keep doing it, we keep dancing around this shit. And for the black men, yeah, men, for the black men that
Yeah.
keeps bringing this conversation up. I don't know why you're so fucking pissed off with us because when everybody else does it, then all of a sudden it's just called to improve. Black men like me are going to continue to be brutally honest. Period. It ain't going to stop until God takes the breath out of me like they did Kevin Samuels.
Mm.
I
Sure.
mean, shit. It's like see the difference between me and all of you is I actually, well, I can't say all of you, most of you. The difference between me and most of you is I want a better world for my child.
Mm.
Period. So these conversations are going to continue, and you can prepare to get as mad with me and whatever black man space that you want because it's going to continue until you niggas decide to straighten up and stop producing piece of shit people like these five cops.
Ooh.
So so fuck your feelings.
What's the first step? Well, what's the first step? They probably don't know how to produce a quality person. You know what I'm saying? It takes a science of caring that obviously these motherfuckers ain't get.
I mean, if we don't do it, somebody gonna do it for us.
Either with this being a send off, I think the system is working exactly as it should. I hope the family sues for $100 million, and you know what I'm saying. It is
Oh
what it
yeah, yeah, because Memphis Police Department is knee deep in it. I mean, this just Megan Hall. She looked like she should have kept her job compared to these guys.
is.
All she did was get a train ran on her. That's all she did.
Uh,
These guys killed a guy like he wasn't even human. But
for a geeky ass Packerwood, do not forget that.
yeah, a guy that looks like I said, looks like he played World of Warcraft. Like, tell me this guy doesn't belong in his mom's basement.
Yeah. The motherfucking what was it? This
Like this dude
fucking
looks like he
comic
got
book guy, comic book guy style. You know what
this
I'm
man.
saying?
That man look like he got a Cheeto stained white T-shirt that says "sex machine" on it.
Call you lady. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Get your
Yeah,
mark
yeah,
ass
and,
out of here, people.
these hard grown ass like these guys look like they're about like these hairlines are fucked up. But I sound like one of these old.
Actually, you know what? Let's mash out because we're actually on the humor point again, and we don't want to leave off on that.
Yeah. Because this is
Respect.
not a humorous situation at all.
Yes.
Rest in peace to Tyre Nichols. Our condolences to the family.
Yes.
And like we said, if justice is swift, I wouldn't give a damn at all.
Facts. White power.
Like you can say what you want to about how white officers get protected and black officers get punished. No, these guys deserve it. These
White
guys
power.
deserve it. So, all right, just rest in peace, Tyre Nichols. Uh, we could have only hoped for you to see a better end than what you got. So That's it. Um, in Kev we trust. LLTHLS.
Don't live.
Long live. All right.